Hello there. If you are listening to this on something that is not Patreon, that means it's old. Dun, dun, dun. If you want to listen to it when it's fresh out the oven, brand spanking new, you got to go over to the Patreon. That's right, patreon.com/JabodyDubs. Consider contributing and helping your boys produce this show and all the other cool things that we like to do and make for the internet, or enjoy this free old episode. Thank you for listening and watching and everything you do, and you're beautiful. Let's do a podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fantastic podcast starring your hosts, Justin, Damon, and Pops. Yeah, there's a lot of podcasts out there, but this is another fantastic podcast.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And better than ever.
Boys are back.
It's good to be back.
Boys
It's been
are
a
back.
minute, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you guys doing?
You know, I'm doing all right. Can't complain. How you doing?
We never start with just checking in. How are you?
I'm terrible.
The people want to know, how are you? How are you, Dee Dee?
That's why you don't ask, because one of these days you're going to get the person that goes, oh, I'm so glad you
Fuck it
asked.
all.
Oh, God, I just need somebody to talk to.
We're doing good. It's good to see you.
We survived
No, I
October.
can't see you. Thank you
Yeah.
for joining us. October is over. We all went into hiding after that one.
Yeah, we did. Thank God that shit's done.
We went all in on our Halloween stream. If you missed that, then you missed out, and you got to go check it out. It's on YouTube, and it's a highlight on our Twitch channel, and the VOD is still on our Twitch channel for a limited time only. So however you want it, go seek it out, because we put a lot of work into it. We did a fucking 30-minute movie.
30-plus minute.
A 30-plus minute short film, I should say.
Yeah. That might be like the most ambitious thing we've done so far.
With puppets.
Here on the Jaboody Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, with puppets, by the way.
Yeah, we made a few dubs since then. We did a cartoon compilation, but it got rejected by YouTube. So we're like, fuck it. Let's just go all out on the stream, because Twitch doesn't shut your boys down like YouTube does these days.
Mm-hmm. Big true.
And also, the patrons they were able to see the cartoons.
Patrons got it, but
Yeah.
but YouTube in general, as soon as I put it up, it was like blocked in
It's
all
that whole
countries.
Disney Plus, man.
Disney Plus, yep.
Disney.
They're locking down anything Marvel.
Sucks, because I wanted to do a whole lot more X-Men dubs, which is weird because the other compilations we got are still up. But don't talk about it.
Shut
you know
up.
what?
Before it's gone. Enjoy it
Yeah,
before it's
I
gone,
don't want to
folks.
jinx it, but yeah, that means no more Spider-Man neither.
Enjoy it before it's gone, folks.
Shoot.
Enjoy it before it's gone.
Oh.
And then all that kid stuff is weird. I don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, our stuff's clearly in a adult, I think, language thing, but a lot of I've seen a lot of animators on YouTube saying they're going to pull their cartoons that have been up for years because they're scared of this lawsuit thing. That's why YouTube. So now on all of our channels, there's this thing. As soon as you log in, it's like you have to pick by law, is this channel for kids or not?
Oh,
and if you put not, then all your ads, or if you put it is for kids, all your ads go away. So you make no more money.
Oh.
And then if you put it's an adult thing, then you're good. But if you put it's an adult thing when it in fact
Is for
brings
kids.
in kids, then you can get fined up to like 50 grand or something starting in 2020. So everyone's getting scared, and I saw a bunch of people on Twitter saying they're pulling their stuff. But I think
sense.
we're fine there at least. But
We should
just
be
another
good.
YouTube's on fire sort of thing going on.
Yeah, because they're really trying to crack down on all these child videos that aren't children videos, apparently.
All of these gates.
Yeah.
All these gates.
It's also really easy to make content for kids because kids are just stupid, and then you could just be like,
Yeah,
it's a
they
toy
are.
review, and then
Spider-Man Elsa.
Here's my ass.
Spider-Man Elsa semi-pornographic materials on there. And
Yeah.
see, those guys will get fined.
As
weird.
they should. As they should.
That's weird. They're teaching kids to be into pooping and peeing in each other's mouths
Mhm.
and getting boners off of it.
Let them learn that on their own. You
Yes.
know?
I'm in
As
my
we all
30s,
did.
and I'm trying to figure that part
Yeah.
out.
Just getting started, baby.
Yeah.
What else did we do? We did Halloween.
Halloween, right after Halloween was BlizzCon, right?
Immediately after Halloween was BlizzCon.
It was nice to sort of vegetate and just watch BlizzCon stuff, which
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
Oh, man.
You're laughing, Damon. Why are you laughing?
After all the hard work we put in for Halloween, I needed a good laugh. So I got to give it up to Blizzard. Thank you so much for Overwatch 2, man. I needed that. That shit was hilarious. Oh, that
I
announcement.
can't wait.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, them trying to market that as a new game.
We're going to redefine what a sequel means by making a sequel that's not really even a sequel. But give me $60.
Oh
Please.
God, what a
$60, please.
terrible
TLC?
cash grab of an idea. Just make an expansion.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was stupid of them, but
who do they think that was gonna fool? Like, did they seriously think people were gonna be like, oh my god, new skins? Can't wait for this $60 game.
But if I were to be devil's advocate and be like, well, I don't know many people playing Overwatch these days. I'm sure the numbers are pretty low.
Yeah.
If they go, all right, just name it a sequel versus an expansion, more people are willing to play the quote-unquote sequel than expansion of Doomfist or whatever the fuck they would potentially call it.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like the name wouldn't have changed my mind to someone who like was a huge fan and fell off. If it was called Overwatch Uprising Campaign bullshit,
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, I'll play. I'll see if it's cool. Well, I could do a story mode as Hanzo. Cool, I'll do it.
Would you
Yeah.
pay for it?
Sure. I mean, if everyone was like, it's good.
Okay. That's a
I
cool
wouldn't.
story.
I would not pay $60 for it.
But if people are just like, well, that'd be more of a word of mouth review thing. People are like, it's a short-lived, the IGN, it's a short-lived experience that probably doesn't warrant the price tag it wears.
So don't buy that.
And then 5.6 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, pretty
But,
much. And you totally called that shit, by the way.
Yeah, it was a crapshoot. I knew it. Knew they
Yeah.
didn't have the balls to do an actual sequel. Well, they didn't have enough time.
We don't have the
too.
balls, the manpower, or the money to make a complete sequel, so we're going to redefine what sequel is by making it the same game.
Like,
$1 billion
again.
company, by the way.
Yeah.
So that was lame. There was the whole Diablo thing. I think that's the last episode we were talking about. What are they going to do, right?
Yeah.
But
Oh,
Diablo
yeah,
4
yeah.
gets dropped,
They did Diablo 4.
and
So-
it's pretty and it looks fun.
I'm not really a big Diablo guy. Is that like, was that the Half-Life 3 for Blizzard? Like the Diablo 4, was that the big announcement?
Half-Life 3 is kind of a meme. I think
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
the big thing that everybody's been looking forward to.
it was they had to do it for the Diablo franchise because the year before that was the Diablo Immortal
Okay.
BlizzCon,
Yeah,
and
that
which
was
was
mobile?
a complete
Mobile.
disaster, right? And
Mobile.
so they were going to announce Diablo 4 that year prior when they announced Diablo Immortal, but something was too early in the process, and it was too early to show off, and they showed it off this year. And overall consensus is that aesthetic-wise, and Blizzard always has great art. I mean, their art department's always been 10 out of 10.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
people can agree on that. And then they're like, well, the gameplay of it looks very simple. And if you ever played Diablo 3, it feels like a mobile game.
Yeah.
It feels
Okay.
like just a zoomer mess of numbers and nothing really means anything. It's not very hard. You pretty much get handed level 70 and just be like, all right, just do whatever you need to do. So everyone's clamoring or hoping that the depth of the gameplay and like the talent system and all that stuff has depth to it, because right now
yeah.
it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like we said. That's how Blizzard always gets you. Because when I saw that Overwatch 2 trailer, I said, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
I can't wait for this game."
Yeah.
And then, but
I
so
just
you said
didn't.
this
I
one.
remember when they showed it, I was in the same boat as you. I was like, dude, this looks cool. But I was like, I don't get it. How do you make a sequel out of a first-person shooter like this? This doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
But we're redefining it. But this is a straight-up sequel. It looks like Diablo 2 HD. You look back at Diablo 3 and you go, wow, Diablo 3 looked like Disneyland.
Yeah. If
This
people-
looks like hell.
yeah. The
people look at
cinematic
this
for this was dark.
and think this looks like Diablo 3, they need to play Diablo 3.
Yeah,
Because this
pull up a
doesn't look
picture of
anything
Diablo
like it.
3 and you'll be like, wow, it's like a fucking Disneyland little island getaway Hello Kitty adventure. This looks like blood and guts and hell and torture and fucking awesome. This looks really cool. I can't wait for this.
Oh shit.
We'll probably be streaming the fuck out of this once it drops. If it, I mean, it's going to be for a while. They said, right? But,
Yeah, I would suspect this comes out in 2022.
but it looks pretty, and it looks like I'm so happy with all these games that are getting influenced by Dark Souls and
Oh, I love
all the
it.
Soul stuff.
I love
They
it.
showed a boss that was kind of Dark Soulsy, and then Path of Exile showed their
Mm-hmm.
thing, and their monsters are looking all like medieval dudes with like one long arm, and it's like they're
Yeah.
doing these giant moves. You're like, fuck yes, dude.
And I was watching other content creators that are like big in the Diablo Path of Exile scene, and they're talking about how different mechanics of like Dark Souls would really be interesting for this type of thing, like the Estus flask instead
Oh,
of
yeah.
you know
Potion
just
spam.
a number of potions in your belt or a cooldown effect. I like the idea of
Bonfire system.
because in Diablo 3 they scrapped PvP because Damon, I don't know if you know, but in Diablo 3, you literally hit for multiple trillions of damage.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
How do you even keep track of that shit?
Yeah, it's just dumb. And so they couldn't tune it to make PvP viable. So they're making Diablo 4 centered around PvP this time around. So I think an Estus Flask would make a lot of sense, because if you're just chugging or just using your heal cooldown, PvP is going to be kind of lame. But if you know they're on their last heal and you're saving all your cooldowns for that kind of final moment, that could be really cool, engaging stuff.
That's cool.
I thought about, like, to go away from the norm if they allowed some type of multi-classing. I think that could create some really cool combinations. Like, everyone remembers the Frozen Orb Sork build from Diablo 2. Just that satisfying, throw a ball and it just explodes.
Mm-hmm.
What if you're doing that as a whirlwind barb? Like, you were the orb and I thought doing cool things like that would be really meta breaking and things like that. I don't know if they'll do that, but who knows?
I like this shit they're doing. They're doing camera backs out, allows for bigger monsters, and they want like world PvP, PvE stuff going on, which I feel like these games would be so great for, man. It's like, it's always, I like the dungeon thing where the camera's all tight. You don't know what's around the next room. But this is fucking cool, dude.
As long as this just
Gauntlet Legends, boy.
As long as this just does what every sequel needs to do, and game developers fucking forget that these days, is just take what we're used to and add that plus more in the sequel.
Add more?
Add more to what we're used to.
Oh, wow.
As long as this game does that, I'm cool. But it seems these days game developers just
This sequel, let's take a lot of the stuff that players love out and add new stuff.
Introduce some new systems.
Well,
no, let's not do that. Let's just add to.
The one thing that people are already skeptical about Diablo 4 is it's being built with console in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and this is a PC game, right?
And I don't know
this
why.
This has always been a PC game.
I don't know why, but whenever you say console, I feel like developers have to dumb it down.
I don't know why. Yeah, I used to be a big console guy back in the Halo days, but yeah, I agree with you. After being on PC for many, many years now, anytime I hear somebody go, yeah, we're making it for console, especially like a first-person shooter, I just think, this is just dumbed down. This is easy version of the game.
Yeah, they make it for knuckleheads pretty much. But speaking of consoles, well, I don't know what else there's to say, but I was going to bring up the Xbox thing we saw. The Xbox update
their,
thing.
like,
I don't
town
know
hall.
if did you see it? Xbox did like,
so.
It was like a weird time. It was like a random early
Wednesday. It was
Wednesday
their press
or
conference in like Amsterdam.
But they did like
Okay.
their direct, and it was just people on stage talking. They had nothing to show. I think they were like Halo Reach HD. People cheered, but there was like nothing. I was like, like, what is the point of Xbox anymore? Like, there's no point. I was like, are they going to reveal a Cuphead? Like anything that there still was no reason to buy an Xbox, and it was like their thing was so sad. At the end, they're like, all Final Fantasy games are now on. It's like, okay,
Dude,
and it's like all Kingdom Hearts games are now on Xbox. Like, this is so lame, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
leaving. I don't
Without Halo, like Xbox really doesn't have any more signature games anymore.
That
like,
press conference was a 2-hour long advertisement for their Game Pass streaming service.
bunch of boomers on stage talking.
what are they talking about?
It's all these boomers on stage talking
You
about.
guys remember Halo? Well, it's coming to PC. You
There's a
don't need
lot
an
of that.
Xbox anymore for that either.
Yeah, it was like a whole lot of that, like that empty, like, we're really working hard. It's really gonna be like we're working. It's gonna. We're getting there. People are gonna. They're gonna. It's gonna.
Gonna
and it's
wanna.
Like, it's like, what the
Gonna.
fuck is this thing, dude? They suck ass.
Damn.
After seeing enough video game conferences, whenever the developer's saying, we're working really hard, that game's going to suck.
We're working really hard.
Game's going to be trash.
Yeah.
You know, shout outs to that Star Wars game for being good, because we dubbed that scene. And that guy, like, you could tell he didn't want to do what all these people do.
Yeah.
She's like, "See, you working on it?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"It's not."
We're working on it.
He
It's
was
gonna
like,
come out
yeah, he
not
was
this year,
like,
but
it's
next
you
year.
know
not
what?
for a while. Just don't talk to me. Thank you though, but I'm not really here to talk about
Yeah.
it.
You talking about that guy in the E3 dub that we
Yeah.
roasted?
She's
You know
like,
what? That's smart, because that guy, he thought to himself, wait till these fucking people just realize this game is going to blow everybody's
Like,
minds.
I'm actually working on it.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
just
no.
full of shit and just going, it's gonna,
We're
gonna,
working
it's
hard.
gonna, we're working
I don't need
hard.
to hype it up, because you guys will play it and realize how dope it is.
Yeah. I don't know. But
yeah, man.
that was interesting watching that after BlizzCon, because I was like, oh, Diablo 4, I'm hyped for that. It won't be for like 2 or 3 years.
And I would hope it's not for 2 or 3
But
years.
that's why I don't want to get too excited, because I'm like, the gameplay looks fucking sick, but let that fucker cook
Yeah.
in the oven for a while, boys.
Were the old Diablo games pretty difficult?
I would say they scaled with difficulty. So the whole
hard
premise
as
of
you
the
want
game
it to be.
is you beat it and then you play the game again on a harder difficulty.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
hit harder. You have less resistances, things like that.
Totally one of those things as hard as you want it to be because
Yeah.
you play the whole game
And then
by yourself.
you could
on
play
easy mode.
hardcore, and then if
Okay.
you play hardcore, well, then you die, you lose.
You permadeath your character
Yeah.
if you die once.
So it is as hard as you want it to be.
But,
Diablo 3 is a joke. It's just a meme.
Yeah. Okay.
anything else from BlizzCon? It was kind of short. I was like, okay, WoW's getting an expansion, but I don't play retail classic. They're not going to touch it ever. I think it's just going to live on as its own thing.
Did they say
Overwatch?
Yeah, just Overwatch stuff. They say anything about WoW? Nothing
Yeah, the
else to do?
expansion pack.
The
That's it?
expansion
Oh,
and
okay.
nothing about
all the
classic
retail stuff.
and
And then what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I saw that they still announced like another trailer for the cell phone Diablo.
Yep.
And I was like, I know people fucking hate it. I'll probably download it. I'll check it out. I'm
So-
playing Mario Kart Tour.
I'm actually a fan.
So actually, just recently, the Path of Exile, who made like their own version of Diablo 2, Path of Exile, they had their own conference, and they announced Path of Exile 2, which is basically the game with an additional story mode. But on top of that, they're like, we're also going to launch Path of Exile Mobile, and they did shots at Blizzard being like, announcing a mobile game last year would have been terrible because that's when they announced Diablo Immortal. So we're saving our Path of Exile Mobile now. And on top of having a sequel to the
Right.
game, which is what you were supposed to do in the
Yeah.
first place, right?
Exactly.
You don't just drop a mobile game and be like, well, see you later.
Yeah,
you
no.
had to have something more to it, which they did. And Path of Exile 2 looks pretty cool. It looks incredibly hardcore, 500 IQ style gameplay, which is probably going to alienate a lot of people, but does look cool, and at least it's something other than Diablo.
Yeah. But
So,
yeah,
yeah.
so that was the thing with the BlizzCon and the thing.
Pretty forgettable, but way better than the year before, right?
True.
Yeah. In other video game news, this happened today.
What is this? What is this? I haven't seen this or heard about this.
Valve.
Fartgate?
Hashtag
trending.
Fartgate. New Half-Life VR game this Thursday. Can't wait to share a flagship VR game. Half-Life Alyx.
Half-Life.
Valve. This is their only tweet ever
From Valve.
from Valve. This is their only tweet, and it happened today, boys.
You guys.
We were here. Remember that we were here November 18th, boys.
This is a big deal.
Just, do you remember when we went to Seattle for PAX West for the first time?
I do.
And we went to the Valve Vive showcase,
yes,
and we
I
talked to
do.
the developer.
Talked to the dude that was working there.
They did
Really?
say they were working on something Half-Life. They couldn't get into
Yeah.
specifics. They're like, we
Nah.
are working on something.
So all this
We got
time,
that
you
guy to
guys,
talk.
you guys have had this hope, and you haven't given it to anyone.
Nope.
You haven't told anybody this.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
Contractually obligated. No, but I don't know. We talked to that guy, and we were trying to poke around it, and he was tiptoeing and
Yeah,
he
he
was
was,
hinting. But
yeah.
he was like, if we did, it would probably not happen for a long time. And here we are, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years later.
Yeah.
But who knows? This will be Thursday. I've always speculated and said it would be a dream come true if they made the game, the only AAA VR made game that makes everyone want to buy a headset, that makes all other game developers, it makes Nintendo go, our next system needs to strap to your head. It makes everybody go,
Yeah.
we gotta. Because right now I'm sick of these fucking rail shooters and mini games. That's all it is.
That's all it is. And I think if anybody,
Is this what if this might be a rail
This-
shooter?
Yeah.
that's what
It
I'm
might
expecting.
this might be Half-Life boxing game.
This is what I'm expecting for sure. But
So I'm not gonna get too excited, but
if anybody is to make that full fleshed out game for VR, though, it is Valve. like
we
you
already
said.
speculated how sick would it be if like it's compatible with all Vive shit. But if you want, there's an option to buy their very cool and probably really expensive straight up gravity gun with sensors all over it and buttons all over it, and it fucking works with your setup and your rig, and you play the whole game like that. Fuck. My only thing is the movement, though. I always think about movement.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think any AAA game's done VR, because you move and it's like you're going to throw up, or you do the teleporting and it's not immersive, or you do the thumbstick and your fucking thumb's not pressing, it's not working.
Yeah, real
I hate
talk.
that shit.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I'm expecting the drunken bar fight version of Half-Life, not to be super, over the top expectations.
You want mini games?
I'm expecting the Lab 2.0 for this announcement
Minigame.
in particular.
Yeah, same. I'm expecting it to be like Half-Life gravity gun mini games, or it's gonna be like you can play through Half-Life 1 and 2 in VR completely.
But if they did a whole thing where they made their own source engine, they came up with a new locomotion for VR that made sense. It didn't make people sick. It made it so that you could have a first-person shooting experience that was really cool, but then they had the source code for it so that they could give it to the mom and pop indie guys who make these random,
Right.
$2 games in the VR store. It could elevate that for the rest of the VR community. That would be the greatest thing to come from this experience. But this is their first tweet. We haven't seen Gabe say anything. And so once I see a trailer or I see, a person talking about it and using it, then I'll let my, speculation.
We've seen modders take Half-Life games and do some insane VR shit. And that was years ago.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he reloads the pistol and fucking throws the grenade and it's all real. He's doing with his hands.
Mm-hmm.
They better come up with some shit, boy. This better not be a fucking rail shooting mini game. But if I were to sit there and try to come up with a fix for locomotion and moving in VR, I don't fucking know. Other than, can they fucking put a sensor on my head and it just knows if I want to move?
Like a little chip you got to insert into your brain.
It'll drill into your brain.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know how the fuck you fix it because you need a controller or something. And if it's on the gun, that's stupid.
Yeah.
It's not immersive.
It's not immersive at all.
Hopefully, they don't do some shit where they come out with a fucking Steam controller.
Oh, yikes.
And it's like,
Our very
use your
own,
thumbs and wiggle around and you move.
their first Valve VR controller.
VR Steam controller.
You step on it.
Or, which probably is the best, is keyboard, mouse. Put your Vive headset on you and you just play it. And you just play the game normally.
And then you could still have a
You could still
non-VR
look.
version of that game if that was the case. Because
I wonder if that makes you sick.
I
I
was
don't
thinking that too. Like if you control, I wonder if there are any games
No,
like that.
actually,
You control
yeah, I
with
did it.
WASD, but you have like you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
freely look around.
you did that
I
with
did that with
TF2.
TF2. I did that
Did
with
that
TF2.
make you sick?
No, everyone said it made them sick, but I was so into it. I was like, I don't care. I have an iron stomach.
Top scoring to get
I just
sick.
didn't eat dinner or eat anything for 2 days, and then I just like fucking played the shit out of TF2 in VR, and it was
And,
awesome. You could see the pills like flying from the demo man. You're like, whoa.
I think you can all agree, but keyboard and mouse is probably the most immersive first-person shooting experience you can have.
Yep.
It's certainly not on a console. Like,
Not on a controller, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You guys can't see it on the podcast, the video version, but this shit is just being refreshed with likes over and over and over again. We're at 62.6K every single time I look.
it's a big deal, but
Just
this
happened.
This is like this year's BlizzCon.
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
don't wow me, then they're dead to me.
Then you're dead to me.
Because Valve takes too long to make games. They
We're
have
working
burned
on
me in the
it.
past. It's been way too
sorry.
long.
Mm-hmm.
They leaked Half-Life
Man.
3.
These big ass companies are out here pulling a Kanye West. They get too big for their britches. They just think that they're too nice and that their fan base is gonna follow them doing whatever the fuck. But it's like, no, Blizzard, Valve, you guys got to wow the audience again. Yeah. You guys got to do something. You need to deliver out here.
I mean, the Steam store just prints money, so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to make games anymore, but
Oh, that's true.
it would be nice.
Well, okay. If anybody can do it, Valve has the most. They can chill back, relax. They can.
We shall see, boys. I don't know. We'll see.
They have
Thursday.
the most leeway to do
It'll
that.
be here before you know it.
I should say.
On Thursday, we're actually doing a charity event.
Oh yeah, that's
Guys,
right.
don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Charity event.
And if you are not a Patreon, you're probably hearing this in the past, so it's probably past by now. But it's our first official charity stream, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a cool way for us to give back and support St. Jude's Children's Research for cancer developing types
It's
of
gonna be a
systems.
12-hour banger, boys. Don't miss it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one. And we'll make somebody's who knows. We'll make it a lot of support, save some lives, huh?
Yeah. This Thursday, the
It's gonna
21st,
be a good
people.
one.
Spread
It's
the
all
word.
official too. We've been working with St. Jude, getting that thing going for a while. It's gonna be all legit. It's going to be super fucking dope. I'm excited. We've always wanted to do one now that we talked to them, got everything set up, alert systems ready. It's going to be cool. It's a little goal. Maybe we'll do like incentives. I know Classy Pack said he would shave his mustache. Maybe we get Milton to shave something. Maybe we get Louis to shave something.
Guys, if you're listening to this podcast right now, we have to meet these goals. Let's get these motherfuckers shaved, huh?
Let's shave everybody.
Let's shave them, huh?
Let's get everybody shaved. Should we talk about this?
Speaking of shaving.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Gotta go fast. Gotta reboot fast.
So
it's weird seeing him with two eyes, but it works.
They went away, redesigned the Sonic, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah, this is it. I don't want to play it too much because it'll just get claimed by
Just do
Coolio.
little stills.
But it looks like Sonic to me.
They did a good ass job. They
Looks
did a
like
really,
Sonic.
really good job. This right here, this shot is very, very pretty.
I will still stand by my first thing is the movie should have started here, Green Hill Zone, and ended here. Like, why does it go to real life?
I mean, you got.
Why doesn't he run into Tails and Knuckles and Eggman's got some new henchmen and there's some little cute kind of monkey guy needs help and is a big family. I don't know, restore the animal kingdom like Sonic always does. No, let's go see Jim Carrey.
Why have Knuckles when you could have that one guy who played Cyclops in the X-Men all those years ago?
Because we need a romantic heartthrob. You can't fall in love with the Knuckles. You got to have a hot guy.
People aren't going to relate to it unless it is in real life. You have to bring Sonic to the real world, Justin. Studies show.
It's still weird looking to me, though.
A little strange, yeah.
This movie's gonna bomb.
His little like
it's gonna bomb.
It's gonna bomb hard.
Whoville. He looks like a Whoville guy sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes it looks good. Some angles, I'm like, it's not flattering. Shoes are cool. I want the shoes. We should team up and sell these shoes. Now the shoes look like Sonic shoes.
Don't worry, they're already working on it.
Puma.
I mean, they fixed the trailer. They fixed the way Sonic looks. It looks like the movie isn't cringy anymore. But with all that being said, still gonna bomb. Still gonna bomb.
They really, really fixed it though. I mean,
he was terrible before.
And
he was
it was so bad though. Like we had Louis on the stream, and we had Louis queued up to do a big old thing of his conspiracy and how the first one was bad on purpose just to get buzz, and then when he saw this one, he's like, "Oh, this one's good. No, I feel like it was a real Switch." But I think there's something there. I think a lot of people are saying that too, but I honestly think it was just a thing of people in suits who have no idea what's going on saying you need to make him look real. This doesn't look real. Make it look real.
Yeah.
Get it? Why is there one big eye? That's gross. Was he an alien? Oh, he's from a different world? At least give him real teeth. And they just convince people to animate an ugly thing. And then when it came out, they're like, oh, why is this bad? We told you guys to do a good job.
Do good, not bad.
And then everyone tweeted at the guy who draws Sonic like really well, and they teamed up with him, and he came in and became the lead designer. And now it looks like Sonic, but still a bad movie, still going to bomb, still going to be some diarrhea for little kids.
I agree with all that. It's just the thing that's strange is like how good he looks now.
It's like crazy you said, how good.
Because you said like it's a conspiracy where like everybody's like, no, they did that shit on purpose where they released a shitty one just to get some hype around it. But I'm like, I didn't believe that because I don't think corporate people are that smart. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, this looks fucking nice. There's no way they rushed this.
Yeah. He saw his blue arms. I don't know why they didn't want to give up that.
Oh, yeah, he has the...
They really didn't want to give up that.
See,
they didn't want to give up one eye, and they didn't want to give up tan arms.
See, I can't. That's why I refuse to go see it. It's not 100% accurate.
You know, tan arms, unwatchable. Unwatchable.
And you know what? I never saw Sonic as like an actual like furry creature in my head.
Yeah, it's kind of a smooth thing.
Not even, I don't know, I guess because it's like video gamey, but I'm just like, it's a video game. It's not like fur. It's weird seeing him with like little. It's because there's scenes where Jim Carrey's ripping out the little hairs.
Because he's a head. That's how hedgehogs look too.
I know that too, but it's weird. Even though he's a hedgehog, I never thought of him as like
furry.
It's like when you see Mario. I don't really think of his mustache as real follicles of hair. I just think he's like a video game guy.
Yeah.
But it's weird when they do Super HD. You see. Yeah. But they do a good job of stylizing it. But it's not like you see real pores around his nose, like real pores on Mario's nose, little blackheads. Because it's fucking gross.
These characters were never meant to be seen. They're not real up close. They're supposed to be cartoons.
It's so gross to me. But goddamn, is it so
the guy from X-Men?
So much better. The teeth are like cartoon teeth now.
Yeah,
oh my
he doesn't
god!
look
I
like
just,
the little monkey kid from Jumanji anymore.
how was it so bad before, man? It's insane to me.
And I swear-
mind blowing.
in the new trailer, they use like different cuts of the same scene where it's like the jokes are better in the new trailer. It's like not cringy anymore.
That might be edited because they went back and like, oh, we can change.
Yeah,
that a little bit.
they changed it a lot, but I mean, I don't know.
A lot.
Sonic has been on a decline for a very long time. Sonic Mania kind of saved it, but I feel like it's back on the decline again.
Yeah, Sonic Mania
yeah.
almost had a shot.
Yeah, that's a weird scene. He's dressed up like a girl.
Oh, you don't remember that scene where Sonic's just chilling at the fucking bar and they're singing some
And
karaoke?
everyone's normal. Everyone's normal with this giant blue rat. He's just hanging out.
You don't remember when Sonic went to the hoedown, the little hoot nanny?
I mean,
He's wearing what Knuckles wore in the fucking old school
In the anime.
shit. That's weird. I wonder if that's a callback.
yeah, what a weird thing to call back for doing this movie.
I think he looks cool there with the.
He's grabbing his coffee. Even Sonic's got a
Well,
needs a little pick me up.
Will you see it?
I mean, no, I have no interest.
Will
in
you
this.
see it?
I probably will. I hate to
I-
say it just because I got family that's like, let's go see a Sonic movie.
I
But
kind of want to see it. I was more interested in the bad one. I wanted to see that one.
that I
Me
for sure
too.
would
I
not
actually-
have seen. I would
And
not have seen that one.
I
Kinda agree.
hope. And
You guys would have went and saw
Yeah,
that shit?
yeah.
I hope and I pray that when they release this on DVD, there is an ugly Sonic version. you could boot up.
Dude, that'd be
and
amazing.
I would love to do a commentary on that version of Sonic.
The Snyder cut.
Yeah.
I
Snyder
would
cut of Sonic.
That would be
fucking
great.
love the ugly Sonic movie.
Yeah.
So in a way, I'm happy that he's fixed, but in another way, I'm terribly saddened that we don't get a shitty, just fucking ugly
Why
movie
did this
to
get
look
made?
at
Yeah.
and go, "Oh my god, you thought Dragon Ball Evolutions was bad."
Yeah.
This thing is an actual little fucking monster rat named Sonic.
Yeah, that's a good point. If they would have stuck with the original Sonic and this movie bombed, I feel like that's the last time any one of these stupid movie production companies would have been like, hey, let's bring that video game character to the big screen, huh?
They really should.
So
just,
that's why I wish.
they should just do the Spider-Verse version of Sonic.
Of everything.
Yeah,
Just-
especially with cartoons. Like, why go real life? What does
what
it
was
do?
like?
What
was
movie
the
did
first?
it?
Yeah, that's what.
Roger Rabbit, right?
Even
and they
then,
kept
I
them
would argue.
cartoons.
Even that you would argue is, I mean, Roger Rabbit, it's a classic.
It's classic, but
But
did they
they-
need to be with real life people?
They
Though?
kept them cartoons in that though. That's why it
Yes.
works.
It worked really well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, with
Roger
the
Rabbit's
cartoons.
good.
Roger Rabbit is
And
a
it's
great movie.
animated like insane, and when the people interact with it, it's like exactly, yeah, it's not like real fur. He's like hitting a fucking 2D image, and it's like
Yeah.
reacting like normal when he punches it or he chokes. You know, it's
Yeah.
so real.
I mean,
They
this is
sh-
what he would look like in real life. But the problem is nobody asked for that. So,
It's
I
not
don't
as
know.
appealing as the video game look.
No.
So you lose, Sega. Again, you lose.
Or at least they're not
We've-
losing as bad.
You lose.
We've been losing. Joke's on you. We've been losing.
Yeah.
He looks like a furry right there. Oh,
Sonic.
turn it off. Get it off. Ah.
It's weird with two eyes. I don't know
Ew.
why it's so weird to
It's
me.
weird having it looking at me.
Can't now. It's like when I look at Sonic again, I'm like, oh, he's one eye. Oh,
Well, this
is
fucking-
it one or two?
This fucking Cyclops hedgehog?
Am I wrong?
It make me question my childhood. I go, was I looking at an alien?
Why can't they
Is this
just...
canon?
I feel like that
Ooh, he's
one...
making out with a dog.
Oh yeah,
leave
something
Sonic-
for all the furries to enjoy.
Oh,
my
This is like
God.
a furry
Oh.
dream come
Yeah,
true.
right.
Oh, are you kidding me?
So are you guys gonna see it?
I'm going to see it again.
Have fun, Damon.
Let's see it for my third time.
So you're gonna see this? Yeah.
This is
I'm,
good.
I'm highly looking for. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for this.
I can't wait to watch Sonic make out with a golden
I'm
retriever.
going to get a hedgehog and a golden retriever as a pet and make him kiss.
Look at this fucking picture we're looking at.
So when did
dude.
they have
if you're
the-
not looking at it and you're listening to the podcast, there's a part where the dog licks him. It's kind of cute, but we paused it where he's just making out with the dog with his
Sonic,
eyes
yeah.
half open and they're like in love, and it's so gross.
Some poor soul had to sit there and render this shit out for I don't know how long.
What was
he had
the-
to work on this scene.
What was the green screen object that this dog's making out with? Some guy in a suit?
They
They're
just like
Oh,
it's a green tennis ball with some fucking hot
peanut
dog
butter.
water on it. Yeah.
put peanut butter on it.
Oh, this is so wrong.
I don't like how into it Sonic looks.
Thumbnail. So gross,
That's
dude.
the thumbnail for sure.
Good boy.
I don't understand
boy.
how I want a documentary on the creation of this fucking movie.
I would, yeah.
I want that
would
more
love
than
that.
anything. Just like The Room, it was nice to see, even though it didn't answer anything, it was nice to see the inside of how did this fucking get made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I would love that. If anyone picks that up, oh my God, it would be my favorite thing ever. I want to see how this fucking shitty movie got made.
Can we get this off the screen?
All right.
It is awful looking.
Oh, thank you.
Ugh.
Anyways, new dub went up.
New dub.
Hey, Kathy Mitchell's back, baby.
New Dubarino.
With the
The
nice
crowd goes wild.
Giving spirit.
It actually got uploaded and not blocked worldwide.
Didn't get banned.
I really like this one. It's short, sweet, but it was such a true Kathy Mitchell Jaboody dub.
We just went back to our pumpkin roots.
Humble pumpkin
Did a
pie.
Kathy Mitchell dub, but check it out if you haven't. It's it was a goof. It was a good time. It's 2 minutes. It's a minute and a half. It's good times. It was a fun one to just shotgun because it had been a while. But we got another Thanksgiving one that is planned before Thanksgiving. boys.
And I'd even go as far as say as we have a Christmas special too.
Yes, we got stuff.
Some,
we got holiday stuff planned.
we got some more traditional Djibouti stuff going up, but. And the reason why we keep going back to that is because it doesn't usually get blocked. Anytime we try to venture out and try something new, there's a good chance it'll just get blocked worldwide, which is always fun.
I mean, eventually,
I love it.
eventually there's going to be no new content.
You gotta love weeks of hard work, and you can't even show it off to the people that want it.
Well, then that's why you got to give a shout to the Patreon
Shout out
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
that-
patrons
for
Patreon.
believing in
That's
us.
why you guys are brilliant.
Because sooner or later, they're not going to want new content. They're going to want makeup tutorials and Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And that's all you're going to have, people. Think about it.
Or Logan Paul versus KSI. That's what they want these days. You know? You know?
All right.
You know?
What else?
Anyways.
Death Stranding.
Controversial game, man.
What
Death
is your
Stranding.
score?
As of
final
right now,
score?
it's
Chapter
a
3.
6 out of 10.
I think I'll stay at a 6.
Yeah.
5.
I'm
6.
locking mine in. I'm giving it a solid 5 out of 10.
I think it's fair to say.
Fair to say.
I think it's because I there's parts of me that understands where Kojima was going with this. Like, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of deep imagery with all this delivering packages, and life is all about delivering packages. When you give birth, you deliver a bundle of joy, right?
You shit out a
They
package.
shit out a big brown package of joy.
Yeah.
And for me to really get into the lore,
Can't return it either.
you really have to get immersed into the gameplay. And the gameplay in Death Stranding is very shallow and very just empty. It's a buggy mess. It barely works most of the time.
That's, yeah.
But I am captivated by the story. I want to see what happens. I want to see what this kind of lore in this universe is capable of. It's like a weird sci-fi movie in a lot of ways.
It's not fun, but I'm interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those games where the story is keeping you involved, right?
Yeah.
It just seems so indie to me. Like, it seems like it's got the qualities of an indie game, not a big AAA game, because the quality care is not there. It's like you're tripping over, like you're falling into stuff that doesn't look like you should fall into it, and you're not able to go through gaps where there's clearly space to walk. And I don't know. Anytime a game does that, it's just so jarring.
Vehicles are
not
garbage.
Don't you hate when you're in a game and you're like trying to jump on a thing? It looks like you should totally be able to jump on it. There's an invisible wall. I feel like this game has so much of that. It's like, dude, how many people worked on this? How much money did you guys have?
Game's beautiful though.
You paid Mads whatever and this Daryl guy all your money, and then I think you were short on time. That's what it looks like to me. But I don't know. I'm so interested in it. I can't help but watch gameplay.
It's beautiful.
And
It's really pretty.
I'm on board. And then we play it. I'm like, why isn't anything happening?
I feel like it's too repetitive, and the payoffs and the cutscenes aren't enough to keep me wanting to play through the repetitiveness of it.
It needs the traversal of Breath of the Wild and the physics of Breath of the Wild. I think that would have made it cool.
I think it introduces new mechanics, but at too slow of a pace to keep people interested.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the main issue with everybody's issue with this game is.
I'm okay with the pacing of the mechanics. It is slow. I will agree with you in there. But I do feel like the mechanics they do introduce do not have enough game testing behind them, because like the second you get a vehicle, you're like, all right, let's go off some jumps.
Yeah,
and then you start bumbling away off of little rocks, and you're like, this doesn't feel immersive. This doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
This doesn't look good. And it's jarring.
It was so weird after our first big long playthrough. I was so like, oh, I'm into it. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. And then afterwards, I was like, you know what? No, I'm not. I wasn't into that. That sucked ass.
That was boring.
And then he puts a big Monster advertisement. Like, the Monster's fucking dope, and we love Monster. But what the fuck?
That's like a huge
I was
fuck
like,
you. Yeah.
this guy made Metal Gear, and I'm never usually like a big old fanboy. But I'm like, yo, like I got the T-shirts, I got the jackets, I got the action figures, I got my weeby little MGS stuff. I'm like a huge MGS guy, and I'm like, and then the guy goes and makes this, and it's like we played for 9 hours, and like nothing happened. It was crazy,
dude. Yeah.
But then I stopped, and I was like, I felt so betrayed, and I watched interviews of Kojima, and I watched people trying to defend it, and people were like, you gotta wait till chapter 3, and then we got there, and it started to open up more. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be so harsh. Maybe it's a slow burn, but every time we play it, anytime I look up stuff on it, I'm just like, oh, they should have added this, or like, what if you could do this, or like, okay, let's say this whole area is this dull on the surface, but what if there was like a ton of like super secret, cheeky, hidden in coves, and like so much hidden shit that you want to spend time out here, but it's like you're out here and it's so lonely and boring. And I know that's the point of it. They want you to feel alone. And I listened to his interviews, and he wants people to slow down and fucking just be alone.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
but
the whole
for
save
9
mechanic,
hours,
the
you
whole
can be
save mechanic
alone.
is just take a break.
Dude, you can be alone, but you can still have fun doing it. Like, there's just so little to do when you are alone that it's like, I'm just going to turn this off, because I'm not, like, if there were, like, I think we were talking about before the podcast, of just, like, suggestions of what you could do to traverse the land. I'm like, dude, if they added mechs to this, or I think you said that, if they added, like, a flying vehicle anything, like, just anything.
Zone of Enders.
Just to switch up.
This guy made Zone of Enders. If you could put on some other robo legs and kind of hover, and it had like a short battery life, and you had to make sure you could charge up. But I just always think of mechanics I would add or change to make it more Kojima-like. But I'm still open to my score changing. That's what's so weird. Is like, I'm so not having fun with this game, but I'm so open to wanting to see more and see if it changes, because people are like, you have to see the end and the way it wraps up. The people say, I don't know, but they say it goes out with a bang. It's like a crazy ending, and it's like worth it. But that's a lot of investment for something that I'm on board with still, and I'm still interested. But I think we'll do what we said, where streaming it is I don't know. Maybe we could try one more time streaming it and see how it goes.
If
like
people
one more
like
full
watching
day.
it, I'm down to keep playing it.
I enjoy making fun of it, so I'm fine.
I also like the idea that we'll wait a while for people to kind of get their hands on it, and then we'll just do a 2-day in a row movie day. Like part 1, we'll watch all the cutscenes, just no gameplay. Just be like a movie dub kind of experience, even though it's like 11 hours of cutscenes worth.
Yeah.
Still make it work.
We could do, 4 hours here, 4 hours here, 4 hours there. We could make it a little movie dub. I'm kind of interested in doing that.
Yeah, I'd like to do like a movie night for this game.
Unless streaming, it's still fun, but it's
people
so
want
polarizing. People stop by to watch, and I think a lot of people just want to see, like, do you get it?
Yeah.
Because I don't get it, or did they get it? Because I get it. And it's
They
like people
ask-
just want to see.
They ask, like, what do you think of this so far?
Every
And
10 minutes. It's like,
it's
what do
so
you guys
hard to
think? Do you guys
describe.
like it?
It's
and like
so
when it's
weird.
crazy, people said they bought it off of our first playthrough, and I was like, our first playthrough, we were just goofing on it.
Really?
We were like we're not making fun. We're kind of making fun with it, at different angles. It's like, I don't know, dude. It's such a strange, weird, different game than anything else.
Yeah, it's weird because I've never met a game with so much like polish on it, and it's so like visual heavy, but it's so like still buggy and so like
Drink Monster.
without polish. Like it doesn't make any sense.
When you were on that motorcycle going through those mountains, I was just like, how could you ship this game? This looks so bad. You're on those rocks and your motorcycle's going. I was like, this is so ugly, dude. This
and then I
is
figured
so
out,
ugly.
and then I figured out you can just infinite wheelie. and then there's a jump button, and then that breaks the
And I'm
engine.
like,
You just
So
go.
now you're just hopping?
No,
There
you
go-
just
yeah.
you know when you see me just fly up in the
that's
air.
so ugly.
I was
like-
doing it on purpose.
If you're into the story and you're trying to be immersed, there it goes.
Yeah.
When that kind of shit happened, there it goes. Like,
Strange game.
Ah.
But I'm so intrigued still. I want to know
The thing
more
that
about
I
the
keep
story.
going back on is the breakup between Kojima and Konami. I feel like
Now I'm interested.
Konami was probably really pushing for like just keep making Metal Gear. You're good at this. You're playing your strong suits. Just get into the lore. I know you don't like shooting guns anymore for whatever reason. You've turned a leaf. You want
Who
no
knows?
violence in video games.
Who knows, right?
And Kojima was probably pitching Death Stranding to them, and they're like, "This game sounds way too ambitious."
It's like you're gonna spend all your money on Mads Nicholson and Daryl. You're not gonna have any money left to make the game good.
Yeah, you're gonna bankrupt us, and
Who
we
knows?
just want to go do this.
Who knows?
And then
maybe it was the other way around. We
and
all
then
thought that he
maybe-
was a good guy.
Maybe this was gonna be Silent Hill.
that's what I was thinking too. I wonder if this came before or after PT.
Hmm.
Like, I wonder if maybe some of he took some of this shit from the ideas from Silent Hill and put it into this, maybe, or something. I don't know. But
No, I also wish maybe that Death Stranding was more of a scary game because, like, when the monster people grab you,
BTs.
I wasn't afraid.
Nope.
It would be cool if it was scary though,
Yeah.
yeah,
because then it'd be like, oh, this is like a cool adventure horror game.
I-
You don't know when the monsters are going to get you, but they're never scary. They're never threatening. The bad guys aren't threatening or scary.
and you literally
nothing
throw,
scary
You literally
about that
throw
game.
poop at them. Like,
Moving on. Moving on. Speaking of poop, Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Making a
whoo!
comeback,
Hey,
huh?
wait a minute! I haven't tried it. Have you guys?
I don't even know where you get it. Apparently,
Yeah, that's
been
why my
sold
arm's
out.
broken. Yeah, I tried it last week. They broke my legs.
they smacked me in the
a lot
face.
of fight videos coming out.
What'd you say while you were there? What'd you say to get smacked?
I just want some
3
chicken.
months.
Yeah.
I want it now.
That shit is crazy, man. It was funny. I think right around the time we did the Halloween stream, I was just like driving down the street. I drove past a Popeyes and I saw the line just out the door and around the corner. And I'm not thinking, I was like, what the fuck? Why the fuck is everybody at Popeyes? And then I looked it up on my phone and it said, big caps, fucking first page of Google News. Popeyes chicken sandwich is back. I was like, oh, not this shit again, bro.
I just want to know what's in it other than the chicken. I mean, because you can buy the chicken and then you could go to a grocery store and buy bread, pickles, whatever the fuck else is in there.
Mayo
When I
and
I
pickles.
went in there and I was like, I'd like to try it. She's like, we're sold out. I was like, how? Well, when can I get it again? She's like, 3 months. And I'm just like, I don't get it. You sell chicken. Don't you just need bread? Make it a sandwich.
I don't understand that. They said we're sold out. I said, you still got chicken back there, right?
Maybe
You got bread back there?
I honestly
Then
think
bitch, make a chicken sandwich.
I
We're
think
sold out.
they're intentionally, make it's like the Wii. Remember when the Wii came out?
Yes.
They
yes.
intentionally held the stocks back so that people would go crazy for it, and people were stabbing and shooting each other for Wiis. Now they're shooting over each other for brioche and chicken.
Now, I'm going to just be honest with you guys. I love chicken, okay?
Okay.
But under no circumstance would I stab a motherfucker over some chicken,
Okay.
okay? Now, I don't understand. Is this sandwich that good that they have people out here stabbing and body slamming each other over it?
Is it the sauce?
Is it that good? Do they put actual crack in it? What?
I just want to know what is it the sauce? What is it?
Let me see. We
What
got a
is
little-
so good
Look,
about
Spicy mayo?
Let's go through these
It
ingredients.
is a spicy mayo then. Okay.
Well, that must be a one of a kind because
this is the
goddamn,
do-it-yourself one, but I mean,
it's not the same.
hot
not the
sauce,
same.
mayo, paprika, garlic powder, bread, chicken. I mean, pickles. That's it.
It's regular dill pickle.
Canola oil.
Canola oil.
And people
mean-
are dying.
Yeah, people are getting body slammed, breaking bones and
Getting
shit.
bodied.
I mean, it's just
People
they're-
are getting destroyed over this. And you know
imagine,
what? I don't know.
imagine you tell your family, "Hey, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get us some chicken
And
sandwiches."
you never came back.
You just never come back.
So what happened to your husband? He wanted chicken.
Chicken.
He just wanted chicken.
He wanted chicken that night.
Well, they chopped him up and
Or-
they deep fried his ass.
Or you're more, fortunate, and you're a little more racist apparently because that's what happened to this lady. But you go out for a chicken sandwich, and you end up in the hospital because you got body slammed.
Yeah, we were going to show the clip. It's, I don't know.
It's a little
YouTube would
brutal.
probably block our podcast if we did. But yeah, she gets body slammed for saying the N-word in a Popeyes. And She's just like, how old is she? She's like,
I mean, this bitch was
a
like
ghoul?
55. Yeah, she's withered
So
for
Justin,
sure.
she's like 200 years old.
You explained that story, and then we're trying to wonder why this woman got body slammed in the parking
Well, no,
lot.
she's not the one we're wondering. We know
Well,
why
I mean,
she got
we know
bodied,
damn well why she
But
got
I think
body
there's
slammed,
other
but-
people that got shot. There's a guy that got stabbed.
A guy got stabbed. I don't,
Yeah.
they
Did you hear
were-
about that?
I knew there was an employee at one of them, and he was secretly selling them. Like he was
Flipping them chicken sandwiches.
flipping them
you know what I'm
basically.
saying?
Oh
And
my
then-
God! Like in
and
a
then-
shoebox.
And then the
Yeah.
employees called him out and started beating him up.
Some dead stock never been eaten before chicken sandwiches.
retro OGs rolled from the first batch.
Oh, they from the 3 months ago, fool. Nobody got it.
I'll take
From
it,
the
bro.
first batch, bro, before they went away for 3 months.
Bro, flip them.
I've been keeping them in the freezer, like in a freezer fucking styrofoam case.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Bro.
so apparently he
Look
would
at
put
that.
them in his bag over a period of time and then go sell it from his house.
God damn. I mean, I want to try it, but not bad enough to buy it in the back alley. Like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't buy it from motherfucker's trunk.
And the drive-thru is probably insane if there's a drive-thru. The one here, I don't
Yeah.
think there is a drive-thru.
I've never
I
had
don't know.
Popeyes. I'm afraid of it now.
I
You've
went-
never had Popeyes?
I've never had
It's
it.
okay. I
It's
went.
pretty good.
I went and they didn't have it, so I was like, I guess I'll get some chicken, and I got it, and I was like, it's good, but it's I feel like I'm gonna shit. It makes it's
That's what
fast
I'm
food.
worried about.
But,
I'd rather
um,
go to, and immediately after I went to Chick-fil-A. I was like,
Right.
because I couldn't finish it, I was like, this is really greasy and gross. I went to Chick-fil-A. I was like, that was good.
I didn't get stabbed, and they said my pleasure. Wow.
Wow.
I feel
But,
like KFC's already had this, and I felt like I've had this sandwich before.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken sandwiches have been around.
So-
They've been out. I don't know what the
Yeah.
hype is around this one, though.
They have chicken sandwiches
Maybe
are
they're-
brand new. They've never been crafted before.
Maybe Popeyes is secretly injecting with like PCP or like some
Dude,
like
there is just some crazy
X virus.
There's, I don't know. I think it's a mixture of social media. I think it's a mixture of taking it away
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
bringing it back. That's so smart and it's so fucked up. But goddamn, is it smart? Every time
Yeah.
a
Did
company
people
does that.
lynch each other
Dude.
over McRibs?
That's a good question.
And then the fight videos,
Yeah.
it's just like it drives it.
Yeah.
Because
It's
if no
crazy,
one was
man.
fighting over it and getting stabbed over it, and
And apparently that guy that got stabbed, he got stabbed because he was a line cutter.
Well, yeah. Don't do
well,
that.
he's just as bad as the lady said the N-word. Out with both of them.
Take him out.
They both got what they deserved,
Get
if
him
you
out
ask
of here.
They
me.
both got body slammed.
Do you think Popeyes executives like the negative publicity?
I don't think they care. I mean, they're not.
I mean,
not
there's no such thing as bad press, so they're probably like, fucking, I hope they body slam another old bitch.
Bitch kind of coming.
You imagine that a campaign, some guy picking up a sandwich and body slam. Like the bun's on the ground, he picks it up and just the same slam, slams it into the bread, slams the fucking
Popeyes
chicken on.
slamming to a Popeyes near you.
Man, this new
Slam
Popeyes
it.
ad campaign
Slamming it.
edgy.
Yeah, it's like
Slam.
yeah.
Background music. Slam.
We teamed up with MMA fighter, fucking
Chuck Liddell.
I love this Popeye chicken sandwich.
body slams, bro.
Popeyes chicken is a shit stand.
Yeah, that'd be funny if they got into the whole promotion of it, but they're just silent.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't watch TV or anything, so I don't even see the commercials. But I hear about it all the fucking time. And it's just social media.
I feel like I eat it's gonna be an utter disappointment because I feel like I want to eat it and then I want to choke slam a bitch. That's the feeling I want to have after
Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah.
But I have
Maybe
a
there
feeling
is something in it. It's pepping people up.
Well,
some of
maybe-
that cayenne
Getting them
pep.
hype.
Yeah, maybe because we don't have cable, we didn't see the commercials. Maybe there was something in the commercial we didn't see. They must be amazing at the marketing.
sandwiches, bitches be twerking
Just, yeah, some guys getting blown by like 3 girls while he's eating it all at once.
Oh, someone
What
made
the-
the vegan Popeyes. Okay,
Oh,
get
get
out of
that
here.
weak
Come
shit
on,
outta
dude.
here.
Not the same, man.
I can't. The unbelievable. What is it? I can't. Impossible.
sandwich.
Impossible. Man stabbed outside of Popeyes.
So imagine what his bunk makes like. So what are you in here for?
Well, motherfucker tried to cut in front
Bro, I
of
want
me.
some
Wait, what
chicken
is
Motherfucker
this?
tried to get between me and my chicken sandwich. That's the
Pop-
last thing he did.
Popeyes employee in Texas fired after bringing son to help make chicken sandwiches.
Oh, I guess he couldn't keep up with demand.
Couldn't keep up with the demand.
It's a little kid.
Oh my
It's a
god!
child labor law.
Couldn't keep up.
I'm so tired of making these chicken sandwiches.
Oh my god, dude! I can't keep up with the demand. That's so insane.
I have to bring my son to work.
Wow. Seen working and gets fired. Child chicken sandwich labor laws.
Jeez, man.
I just love that. I want to see the video of the cops in front of those microphones. Like, well, yeah, we had to take a little kid out of there because kid should have been in school, but god damn, he knows how to make one hell of a burger.
You know what? Because of that, we had to shut down the Popeyes for a full hour.
Good job, boys.
And what an hour it was.
You guys search the back for more clues.
I like they have like this. They have the cell phone footage of like this kid working behind. He's got the apron on. He's like lifting the batter, and he's in plain sight of customers. I would say something. I'd
It
be
doesn't
like,
look like anyone else is hustling that hard. Look like he was just bored.
Hey.
It's like, take your kid to work day.
Little kid wants to make that paper. He's trying to get that check.
He was trying to flip the chicken sandwich.
So as you can see, Steve, I saw a little child working in the back of the Popeyes.
Wow. Brought the minor into the kitchen. Kung, kung, kung.
damn, chicken's serious business, man.
Fatal stabbing.
He died?
Oh, my
Dude, did
God.
he really die? Oh, I didn't
That's
hear
what
that he
fatal
died.
means.
Man stabbed. Well, I didn't hear fatal.
Jesus, dude. Fatal stabbing. Can I get any sort of, I wonder if they have any reason as
Death.
to why?
Yeah.
Could I
Oh
get
my
that
God, he
chicken sandwich?
died, dude.
Hold the shiv, please. Hold the knife.
The suspect
need
was
that.
identified, who saw the surveillance images from the Popeyes location.
That ain't me, bro. No, bro.
First degree murder, second degree murder, first degree assault, recklessness endangerment.
First degree hunger.
And first degree flavor.
All right, that's a joke. I like to make jokes.
The sandwich is guilty. That is
But seriously,
top
this
notch.
But like, did he cut or like what?
I mean,
It doesn't matter, dude.
it
It's a
doesn't
sandwich.
matter. Motherfucker got
It's a sandwich.
stabbed.
Over an argument.
Over the
Oh.
chicken.
It's not that great. What the hell you mean it's not that great?
Say that again.
It's the best sandwich I ever had.
I'm sorry.
Say,
Speak it into my knife.
I had better at
Eat
KFC.
his knife sandwich. Oh, God.
Yo, you want something to eat? Here, take this.
Oh, man. I wish I knew why, but there's just a whole bunch of things.
I
How
think
does a
just-
confrontation lead to a homicide in 15 seconds?
Pointless.
15 seconds.
The
Jeez,
police-
That's not even time to think about it. That's not even premeditated.
The police described it as a pointless crime.
Oh, I could have told you that.
Well, our top detectives on the scene.
What does Popeyes have to say about this? We do not yet know whether this was the result over the dispute of our flavorful products
Which are at an all-time low price, by the way.
or something unrelated. But one thing is for sure. You can't beat the flavor and
The sweet
price
Cajun spice
and
of our
spice
new
of
six-piece
And
meal.
I'm sure,
meal.
I'm sure Daquan is enjoying it in heaven.
I can't believe Popeye said that in their quote. Wow, that's insane.
a little bit.
little distasteful,
Yeah,
huh?
I know,
I mean,
guy's
a man's
dead.
dead.
A little
Over
Jesus
respect for the
Christ.
deceased.
a sandwich, dude.
While supplies last, right there in the quotes. Look at that.
And what sucks is
While your life supply lasts, I guess.
there's other chicken out there that's so much better
That's what I thought.
to die over.
I mean, if you're gonna die, I don't want to die over some
I'd be
Popeye.
like,
I'll die over some Chick-fil-A, maybe.
I've had some chicken to
Five-star
die
restaurant, like
I mean,
the
I'll-
best.
Die over some Roscoe's, maybe. You know, but not Popeyes. Come on, it's
that-
the shiznit, but you don't die.
Is that going to be like some guy on death row's like last meal? But I need to get some of that chicken sandwich, bro. I want to go out like this.
I saw a picture of a motherfucker in jail with a Popeyes chicken sandwich.
What?
I said, how?
Is that what we have
I can't
to do?
even get one.
Do we
I
have to
get
go to
locked up?
jail?
Got it in the booty.
You have to get it in the booty hole. It's the only way to get it.
Oh man,
Uh,
that's why that dude stabbed that dude. He said, the only way I can get this is if I'm locked up. Well,
At least they got him there.
shit, man.
That's fucked up.
shit, dude. Over a chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
So much
no.
better chicken out there. But that's that. What else we got? We got questions from the people of the Patreon.
we
do.
People on
That
Patreon leave
Q&A.
questions.
Q&A.
People
Oh.
on Patreon, Everett left us questions. If you are on the Patreon, leave a comment on this post of this podcast in order to be featured in the next one, possibly.
Yeah, down below.
Let's start out. Here we
All
go.
right, the first one comes from my boy McGruff.
What's up, Gruff?
Not a real question, but he just said, "Who all here getting gnarly coffee dumps?" Say yeah.
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 Not me.
Yeah.
Not
you
me.
don't?
I have trained my body
Oh,
in the
hold it
way
in?
of poo shui.
You hold it in?
That's just a
It just
condition.
Teach me how.
I got to pee like a racehorse, but it does not make me shit.
Really, that's just a conditioned man
Yeah.
over there.
I
Wow.
love coffee, and it's like guaranteed every cup, every time.
I'm starting to get to the point where I need coffee, so I need to learn the technique.
Yeah.
Because it's. Whew,
And you know
I'll
what?
take one of those nitros and I'll be.
And it's like a fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
Nitro. It's
violent. It's
you
bad.
like fucking float up a foot. But no, like the coffee thing, dude. I like yesterday I just needed one to wake up, and I needed one later in the day. It's dude, it was bang bang.
Oh yeah.
And then like I kind of like half drank it. So like for later that night, I heated it up and enjoyed it a little bit. And I was like, got it, dude. 3 times in a row.
Oof.
I've never 3 in a row.
That's
never,
a long day.
Yikes.
Never. And I was like, yo, this is I gotta. That's why I do the Monster Energy.
Yeah. You got to make the switch. That's a lot of
Hey,
caffeine. You got to
make the switch, McGruff.
Norman
unless-
Reedus was onto something.
Yeah, dude. Otherwise,
Yeah.
if it was coffee, he'd need a tank in the front and a
Yeah.
tank in the back. Like he'd need plugged into another tank, dude. A shit tank.
Yeah, man. But Pops has me hopeful. Hopefully,
I've lost all hope.
You've
After
lost all
yesterday,
hope?
there is no God when it comes 3 times in one fucking day. You kidding me?
Yeah, that's bad.
Like I
That's
was
bad.
drinking coffee so I could get stuff done. I'm just I'm on the toilet again. I can't do anything today.
This is getting to the point where it's more time consuming and
Couldn't
helping
get
me.
anything done. But goddamn, it was one hell of a delicious
And
cup.
I shotgun coffee. Like I down it too. So I don't know
Ooh.
if that's the method, but that's the method works for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hoping my body just gets used to it because it's bad.
There's no going back, but thank you for the question, McGraw, for
Appreciate it,
the
McGruff.
not even the question, but the common ground.
Yeah, we definitely feel you on that one.
You're not alone, my friend.
Yeah.
Cosmic Craftsman, would you ever consider doing a mass file share with all the old World of WorldStar videos, old Patreon and blocked YouTube movie dubs? A mass file share.
So basically,
Let them all download
Like
them?
a hosted
big
place.
ass archive for
Yeah.
them to just download whatever they want. We've thought about that, but
Oh, because the way we put them up on Patreon, they're all time sensitive, right?
a lot of them, yeah. I mean, Patreon, you just have to do the scrolling because Patreon doesn't really have a good
Yeah.
search engine, so it sucks to have to scroll. If you want something from 2 years ago, you got to scroll 2 years ago unless you like do the tier list and all that shit.
Yeah,
But-
they make it difficult. I wish they would make that better on
yeah.
their end.
So we've thought about like an easier way to do it as a mass file share or something like that. But at the same time, when that happens, it's open to everybody. Anybody could repost it anywhere. You know, what
I guess you
mean?
could password protect it,
could.
or do a timed link and it gets refreshed every month or something like that.
Oh, okay. So even old World of WorldStar, he means the stuff that's gone. This is all stuff that's not on YouTube or
Yeah.
anywhere. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I guess it
there's
comes down to
we-
logistics.
yeah.
Yeah.
If we could figure out a cool way to do that, if you have any suggestions, Cosmic, any file sharing
Or
methods,
examples that have you seen in the past that you've done this before?
Yeah, let
also
us
helps out a
know.
little bit.
Yeah, we're definitely open to it.
we get
It's
yeah,
just
'cause-
something we haven't just done. I guess it's preference. We just
well, the World Star videos, the YouTube will they'll destroy your channel. That's why we don't have them. They got
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
actual strikes.
we have to
like,
keep them private. Yeah.
They got channel deleting strikes. That's why we got rid of them. The old Patreon stuff, I don't know what you mean by that. Well, unless it's just hard to find. It's just you got to go back in the Patreon posts.
Oh yeah.
And blocked YouTube movie dubs. A lot of the blocked ones we put up for patrons to at least download.
Mhm.
They were time sensitive though,
They
so
were
maybe we
time
should put
sensitive.
those somewhere hidden,
Yeah.
secret.
I mean, I don't know how to do that. If
Which I
yeah,
don't know.
if we
We'll
figured
figure
out, we
something.
could.
We'll
we
do
could.
something with that.
But good question though.
Yeah, he's got a
It's-
point. Thank
yeah.
you, Cosmic, for bringing that up too.
We have definitely thought about it though.
Pops, you want to read the next
Yeah,
one?
straight hype, my boy. You guys gonna bring back the Twitch media share? Basically, you donate to our Twitch and you include a video link and it plays a video, so that's part of your message. I have a long lost Jaboody dubs clip that I want to share live with all the viewers. P.S. Please ban all music videos from the Twitch media share.
Well, you just answered my
Yeah.
reply right there. We did it, and
point.
it was cool and all, but there's a lot of music, and not everyone has the same taste. So when you're
Oh yeah.
even if I played songs I love, I know I'm pissing off probably a portion of people who are like, I don't like
Yep.
this kind of music.
Yep.
Bye.
I love hip hop. I could play some bangers, and a lot of our audience would just be like, "Nope, not for me."
That's why I
So
don't
just be
like
gone.
I don't like playing like super genre other than video game music. I don't
Yeah.
like playing overly this is country boy. because I'm gonna make half the people who leave will just leave, be like, yeah, I don't like country.
Yeah, so
limit the audience. Yeah.
So for the media share question, it's like someone donates a very generous amount of money to play whatever it is, and if it's unanimously like, oh, this is boring or this is just not on our topic, we're having a conversation, it does feel a little rude to be like, skip it, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the mentality, but maybe that's the point you have to make, is make it very clear that if we're not having a good time with this video, we can skip whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
You can donate $100 long video, whatever that is, but we can just skip it.
In a perfect world, it would be pretty cool if there could just be this live thing where everyone watching could just, it's like that talent show. They could do the X.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be so cool if there'd be like, if there's a certain percentage of viewers that all X, then it next it.
Just unanimous decision.
It's not even our decision, but if it's like another Blink-182 music video, and that's just like, boom, gone. It's like, well, sorry, but you got nexted. You got nexted.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of cool. If we could figure out something like that, I would be more into it. But off the first one, some clips were pretty funny and cool. Then the other ones, I was like,
I mean, for the ones that weren't like that funny, I don't mind sitting through all of them, just as long as they're not music videos. I think if we brought it back and we did what you're saying or what you're suggesting and ban all music videos, I think it'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't mind it.
But then also some music videos would be kind of fun. Like if someone played Who'd Let the Dogs Out and then Dee Dee's on the video and you're like, oh, it's kind of funny. So it's
not Who Let the Dogs Out.
I think it comes down to
now I'm back on board.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to relative content.
But it was a lot of fun from what I remember.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it.
The only thing with the Twitch media shares, like I said, I always worry about someone putting up something and imagine the whole audience, including us, is like, next. But we can't do anything. But yeah, if we fix it, then if there's a way to fix it and
that's fair,
curve it, then oh man, I wish people could next it. That would be a cool segment. It was like try to present a clip that doesn't get nexted. It'd be like a mini game too. But thank you for that, Stray Hypey.
Appreciate you, Stray Hype. The next one comes from my boy Aaron Blanding. He says, if you could write your ideal superhero film, what hero would you choose? Who would you cast as them, and what would the plot be about?
Oh, Aaron, that's a good one, boy.
Good question, Aaron.
Aaron.
Right off the bat, I got to go with my boy Batman. Got to go with Batman.
Who's your Batman actor?
Nobody has done him justice yet, but I wouldn't pick any well-known actor. I'd pick somebody that nobody's ever heard of that I knew could just
go to some acting school, say who are the best students.
Yes, something like that, because anytime you pick Ben Affleck, Christian Bale, that's who you see as the role. You don't see Bruce Wayne. You don't see Batman. I see Ben Affleck. You see Batfleck. So I picked some guy who nobody's ever heard of, just kind of like how they did with Superman. I mean, I know the Henry Cavill guy was pretty well known, but I didn't know about him. So I'm like, to me, I'm like, that's fucking Superman.
Yeah.
But I would do something like that, and it would be the Red Hood storyline with Jason Todd, the dead Robin, and that whole plot. I feel like just has movie written all over it, but they have yet to do that shit justice and Batman justice on the big screen.
Well, they did animated, right?
They did animated, and it was fucking sick. So
that's a good choice.
I would just redo that one IRL. You know what I'm saying?
That is a good choice. I have two that I would like to see. One would be Batman Beyond. I think that would be fucking cool as shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about that world when I was a kid and that show came out, I had all the toys. That was like the prime, like toys were getting good.
Yeah.
It was like the tail end of being like a little kid. I don't know what year it came out, but I don't know, something about future Batman is really fucking cool. He was like Iron Man Batman. It was really cool. I would do that, or also Blade. I think Blade would be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I know they're redoing Blade.
TV show.
I don't know. After we watched the first Blade, I'm like, this is such a cool idea. It was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
man.
there's a better way to. There's always a better way to do something, but I'm like, man, I just feel like it could be even better. And I hope this was it Disney Plus show version that they're doing. I hope it's good.
Wait, the Blade show's gonna be on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Disney Plus thing, but I hope it's good. Like people saying, The Mandalorian's good. But yeah, those would be my two off the top of my head. I would shoot for Spider-Man, but a part of me is almost like, I've already seen so many people fail. It's like, I don't even want to watch Uncle Ben die again, even if it was good. I just don't. I don't want to see it again.
Vader.
I've seen it so many times. It's too predictable. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I guess if I were to throw in an honorable mention, it would be my favorite superhero, Spider-Man with Venom, and it's good.
Yeah.
And it's
Carnage.
not
The-
Topher McGrace, whatever the fuck that
Yeah.
guy's name.
Dude, if there was a good Venom,
whatever his fucking name
Topher
is.
McGrace.
McGracy, whatever his
Topher
fucking...
McGrady.
Topher McGrudy.
Dude, if they did like a Spider-Man with Venom and Carnage all in one movie and it was sick.
Don't you worry, David. There will be.
no.
Don't worry, dude. There will be.
I'd love to see
no.
Venom done right, and he's the bully, and he's the big guy, and he's... But yeah, that's my 3. What about you, Pops?
I would like to see, and I'm guessing this is actually probably in production if I were to take a guess, but I don't know, a Cable movie. I think Cable's a really cool
Cable?
character. I don't
He was
know his
Deadpool.
lore.
Oh, would you keep
He's
him
in
as
Deadpool. He's
Josh Brolin?
He was really
Josh
cool in
Brolin.
Deadpool.
Yeah, he's
I
good.
liked him in
Cool
there.
Deadpool.
I don't know enough like Cable lore. I know he's Scott Summers and Jean Grey's son, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he does a lot of time travel, which also does some cool elements. And then after seeing like Spider-Verse, you can kind of do that same kind of plot. Maybe not the exact same plot, but like you're jumping into different universes of X-Men. That could be pretty cool.
I would... Oh, Scott, I want to see him... I always want to see them all just redone better. I'm always
Yeah.
like, there's always so much for me to complain about, but that's the thing with those movies. They'll never make a perfect one. There'll
Yeah,
always be something to just be like, what? Why'd they do that? Oh, probably to make everybody, the general audience, happy, but even X-Men, just all the OG X-Men with all their old, like... I don't want to see them all wearing the same jumpsuit. I want Wolverine to be a short, buff dude. I want everyone to look how they're supposed to look, and I want it to be like snappy, like Spider-Verse script, where it's just moving, and you're popping into these different universes, like lives of these different heroes, and then they're all together. It's, I don't know, that movie was so good. I'm like, every movie needs to be more like that movie.
That's what I
Spider-Verse.
kind of based my judgment off of.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, that's a tricky one because they're all so I want so much different stuff with those, and they keep making them fucked up in some way. I'm like, why did they fuck that
I
up?
ruined it.
But thank you, Aaron.
Appreciate it, Aaron.
Sweet Chili Vise with the question. What up, Sweet Chili?
What up?
It says, what up, Jaboody lads? I got 2 questions. Oh boy, 2, huh?
Okay.
Do you have plans to revisit the older Resident Evil fixed camera games, such as 0 or the original 2 or 3? He says, I know Pops played RE1 remake briefly. I would love to see you guys replay it. Also, Damon, what is your worst experience in retail? I'm moving my head like this because Damon's mic's in the way. Don't think I'm just like dancing on your question.
We're just reading
I'm reading your
questions
question,
right about
so I'm
now.
like going through your looking over everything. I'm currently in my 6th year in a pharmacy and have seen and heard some dumb shit. Keep up the great work as always. Can't wait for the Halloween stream and stay sugary, especially you, Pops. Much love from the UK.
Just the UK.
So
Thank you,
first part
Vice.
of your question. I mean, we got a lot of games on the shelf as it is.
Yeah, so
But-
we're in the middle of like new game premieres, and like all old game playthroughs are probably on the shelf until we get that classic time period of when there's no new games coming out, right?
Yeah, we got a
And-
lot on the shelf. There's a lot, but
We did play
Never say never.
the
Yep,
Resident
yep.
Evil 1 remake, and we hit that classic trope. I never played Resident Evil 1
Me neither.
I never played it ever. That was my first time playing it. And it did have that certain level of derp to it, and the inventory management was definitely a thing. Like, we memed about it, but it was more of a thing than we thought. Will we ever go back to it? I mean, never say never.
I would say don't look forward to it in at least maybe like there's definitely not half a year from now even. That's
If
like,
I
we have
did
so
do it,
much.
I would probably mod it, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But and 0 and the original 2 and 3. Well, 2 was so I love the remake of 2 that we
Yeah,
played.
I would just play the remake
Oh,
of 2,
so
honestly.
good. That's like one of my favorites. That was so great. Just too short. That's my only complaint with that game. It was like an 8-hour
yeah.
game.
Yeah, it
I
was
love
over.
the playthrough, though. I love
It was like
Resident
a
Evil 2.
6-hour game.
That was over quick.
I wish it was like a 40-hour game, easily. But
Yeah, man.
Good
yeah.
problem to have. More game, right?
But yeah, well, consider them on the shelf, but near the back of the shelf, and there's a big shelf. But it's on there, dude.
I do want to get through number 1 though, because I've never played it.
Yeah, it would be nice to finish that playthrough. I mean, but yeah. So Damon,
Yeah.
retail
Worst
experience.
in retail. Oh man, I got a couple bad ones, but I'm trying to think of the worst.
Rude ass
A
customers.
couple funny ones that come to mind. Well, the worst one I've ever heard of. It wasn't me. It was a coworker. It wasn't when on my shift, But back when I worked in retail, I worked at H&M, and I had to work the fitting rooms all the time. And the worst thing that happened to me in the fitting room was like people trying to come in and fool around and shit. And you have to tell them like, no, one person per fitting room, whatever. But my coworker was like, hey man, the craziest shit happened to me in the fitting room yesterday. I was like, well, what happened? He's like, okay, so I'm working it. Some lady comes walking in with only one shirt and she wants to try it on the very back. She specifically asked for the fitting room in the very back. And he was like, I thought it was kind of weird, but whatever. So I guess he gave her that fucking room, and he like let her do her thing for a little bit, and she was in there for a while. And he was like, what the fuck? And she walked out, and she stormed out all quick, and she didn't bring out the shirt, like the rude customer shit. She's like, it's back there. She walked out, and my coworker was like, that's kind of weird. So I guess he walked back there, and just right on top of the shirt was on the ground, right on top of the shirt, just a big pile of shit.
Nice.
So the lady went in there, I guess, for whatever reason. He told me she was like a weird, like homeless looking lady. So I guess like, what do you expect? But yeah, he told me, he's like, yeah, dude, I couldn't believe it. I walked back there and just right there on the shirt, like not even enough to just like hang the shirt up.
A nice white shirt, like a pure white.
Yeah, I imagine it was white. He didn't tell me what color it was, but I just thought that was so. I was like, dude, a lady shit in the fitting room, and he's like, swear to God, bro. And the worst part, they fucking made me come and clean it up. I was like,
was it all in the shirt? Because then you could just gather it and kind of.
Apparently,
it
was a huge mess.
Well, no,
Apparently, it was a huge mess.
She missed.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm just like, thank God I wasn't working the fitting room when that shit happened. But I was like, yo, man, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, that sucks for him. But the funniest thing that I think did happen to me when I was working in retail was one time I was working the cash register, and this was a big H&M, so it was a pretty full store, and it was like right around the holidays, so there was a lot of people in the store, and an earthquake started to happen.
Oh shit!
So the whole store kind of like started shaking. All the shit was like flying off the shelves, and hangers were falling. And you know, normal human reaction, most people are like, "Oh my God, it's an earthquake!" They fucking either run outside or they drop low. There was this one fucking guy, the guy I was ringing up at the cash register, didn't give two shits there was an earthquake, dude. I dropped low. Me and all my coworkers like got low. We're like, "Oh shit, earthquake!" Like normal reaction. This guy was like, "Hurry up, ring me through, buddy. Hurry up." And we're like, yo, man, there's a fucking earthquake. Like, get fucking down. He's like, no, coupon. Motherfucker was throwing coupons at me while the whole world is shaking. I'm like, yo, your discounts can wait, bro. I'm like, wait 2 seconds. I'm like, make sure we survive this shit and you can put the fucking clothes on and all that. Like, it was bad.
No, you take coupon.
I swear, it was so funny.
Shit.
Like, I was shit in the fitting room. I was shit.
All right, shit.
But yeah, so like
Fuck,
the
dude.
entire like it was like a panic. Like people were freaking out because it was a pretty violent earthquake. I think this was like a long time ago.
God damn, dude.
But yeah, so this guy is literally just standing there, just like, hurry up, come on, ring me. And I was like, yo, I'll ring you up after we fucking survive this shit, man.
Fucking giant ceiling beam. Oh God.
Yeah. So
Put it up.
I know, right? Just blah.
I like that though. I like the guy that's like so busy he doesn't give a fuck.
He didn't do that.
Ring me up.
Me and my coworkers were fucking cracking up because we're just like, dude, how much did he want those clothes?
And buy those $12 pants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really wants those $12 pants.
before the world ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
but,
H&M.
yeah.
It's all cheap, but it looks nice. But then you bend over, it goes.
It
Everything
does.
there is made of twigs.
Yeah, that shit rips.
Looks nice, but it's like the cheapest clothing. Like,
yeah, man.
They got a good thing going there because it's like everything looks designer until you get
home.
you get this close to it and you go, it's a little missing
Yeah.
some. But it looks cool. It looks
Yeah.
clean.
You're like, oh man, this looks great. So you
And they
bend
go like this.
over and pick something up at home, and oh man,
Take one step of those shoes, the foot just bottom just comes off. You take
Yeah.
a step.
And they're also covered in shit, so fuck that.
they're all covered in shit.
A lot of
And I think
poop
this guy
there.
was trying to return stuff too, and I think that was like what was really funny about it. He was trying to buy shit and return shit. He's like, return this, coupon this. I was like, yo, fuck you. There's an earthquake right now, man. I'm fighting for my life. But yeah, pretty crazy.
You have a retail story?
Little retail stores.
I worked in the grocery store and I was helping this couple or this lady, and I just made a nice little mark. Oh, make sure you pay for that up front. And she kind of just gave me a weird look and then just kind of walked away. And I was like, all right. She just kind of acted kind of weird. And all of a sudden, her methed out husband, who was like 6'6", comes over. He's like, "Why'd you tell my wife some things about stealing?" And I was just like a young kid. I was like, "Sir, I don't know what you're talking about." You're like, "You said you accused my wife that she wasn't gonna pay for this. And I want to talk to your manager."
Jesus.
And he made a big fucking deal of it. I almost got fired for it.
Wow. And you know what's funny is that usually those are the people are the ones that do steal. I'm sure like, he was mad.
Why is he
because-
so mad?
Yeah, why is he so mad about it, huh?
Yeah, that was very. I learned a lot about retail that day. That I didn't want to be there.
Yeah. That's one thing that working retail will make you do is realize how much you hate retail and never want to do it for a career or anything like that.
Yeah. When I was working at the print shop, I guess it was a school, but it was, a place you could buy stuff. I don't know. I think I've told most of those little stories where things happened, but the one that always comes to mind, oh God, there's actually a bunch. There's this one kid walked up to the kiosk backwards.
Okay.
So he walked in reverse.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
He walked up in reverse, spun around, and said, "Greetings or salutations." And he said, "Do you happen to have a ladder?" And I was like, "I have a steps." Well, why do you need a ladder?
In a print shop?
Yeah,
No,
I was
we're
like,
fresh
why
out.
do you need a ladder? He's
Fresh
like,
out of ladders.
and I seen him earlier, and he's spinning one of those top spinners. He yanked the thing, he goes, and it flies up.
Okay.
And I was like, I know why you want this fucking thing.
High score.
I was like, I don't have a ladder, dude. Your thing's on the roof, huh? And he's like, yes, I'm in quite a predicament.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have anything. He goes, no problem. And like in one swift moment, he like reaches in his pocket and pulls out a bubble gun, a gun that shoots bubbles,
Okay.
and shoots them as he walks backwards.
Is it like a crazy cartoon character?
He was
Yeah.
in the animation team.
I was about to say,
Okay.
this guy went to your school?
Animation.
Okay, this makes a lot more
Oh,
sense.
Those are
animation.
animation kids.
Walking backwards and shit?
Not stylish. No,
No, not stylish.
Like cargo shorts that barely fit. Big guy with the belly button sticking out. Yeah, more like that. Like hiking shoes
Wow.
and short shorts that don't fit.
Studying animation.
Oh, it was good time.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one always comes to mind.
I'm
I
sure
was
he
so
fucks.
weirded out.
I'm sure he fucks.
I was so weirded out by that.
That sounds pretty damn weird.
Um,
Retail's a horrible thing. Never do it.
yeah,
Or get out while you can. I think
Yeah.
you're not supposed to stay in retail.
No.
yeah. Also, one time I was trying to close up, and a teacher was making out with one of his like student girlfriends.
Ew.
And someone's like,
Wait a minute.
someone was like,
Can't he lose
we're
his
all,
job for that?
We're all studying in there, and we had to leave because they're like making out. It's weird. And then me and my friend who were closing looked, and she was like on the table,
Ew.
and I was like, "Yo," we were just like, and he's like, "We should probably leave and go to my house or something."
Get that extra
Yeah.
credit over there. Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
go
or
do that.
jail.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Seriously.
Well, we had to film it,
Oh, man.
It's like, could you move over to the cameras more?
I'm so glad nobody's watching this.
Professor. Thank you, sweet chili.
Thank you so much.
Pops, you got Robbie.
I'll
Robbie.
try to read if
I'll
I can
bring it
scroll it
up
up.
here
Thank
for
you.
you.
Robert asks, hey
Wait,
guys.
let me get it up to the top. There we go.
My boy
Thank you.
Robert
Robert asks, hey guys.
Kidwell.
Robert Kidwell asks, hey guys, I just asked this a while back and either went on the radar or the question sucked. You probably put it in at the last minute. So did you have anything you want to research or to be exposed? I came up with this after the pop-off dubs. Maybe a scam like pop-off runs or a diet trend or some infomercial that you watched while searching for dub material. Thanks.
Ooh.
So that's a very interesting question. It's like,
Expose.
would you want to go deeper in on these things?
Make an expose.
I always wondered if like the Monster Hunter people, like if they're in on it, like they think it's real or it's just all an act. That's probably my biggest thing. And the pop-off thing's a very good example of that because, well, there's been classic, documentaries on pop-off and the scams that he runs. I mean, the guy sends you felt that's been blessed by himself that's supposed to treat, terminal, diseases. So obviously,
hallelujah.
Gotta
he's
have
a
faith.
fraud.
Gotta believe.
Yeah.
Blind.
Anything I research, like, do I want to expose Guy Fieri?
There's nothing to expose there than great taste, flavor.
He's not really from Flavor Town. Let me check his birth certificate.
Where's she really from? The pop-off thing was a cool thing, a cool dub to do, but there's always the people who have gone there and have worn earpieces and have found out that he is indeed lying. We talked about that in our dub commentary on the Patreon when we did our last Peter Popoff dub. The TV shows are very shitty, but I feel like even if we expose them, it wouldn't be very satisfying. It would be like, is it real or is it whatever? If you had a gun in that guy's face, like, it's a fucking TV show, dude. What do you want from me? I'd be like, oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And most of these, I feel like it's pretty obvious that they're TV shows and fake and edited,
I don't think we've got there yet. I think we're due for Dub It Out. But there was this one clip of this couple that was basically doing stuff to their butt that I was just so fascinated behind the
that's a good one.
just the dynamic of that relationship. It's such a specific thing. I was like, who does this in public and for who? Why is this happening?
Doing weird butt stuff.
Butt
Some
stuff
weird
on
butt
Dub It Out.
sniffers. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing in particular that I'm like, oh, I want to expose this, but it is cool to poke fun at people like Peter Popoff. I don't know if there's anything in that same vein that's like someone taking advantage of people or scamming people, but it's also something easy to make fun of. Like Popoff is such a one-of-a-kind thing, you know?
Yeah.
He's scamming on such a big level.
And for a long
A
time.
national television
And still doing it.
level, still actively doing it. There's not a lot more of that. And like the first thing I thought of when he brought this up was the Supersize Me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is, he said diet trend. I watched that movie recently. It's pretty good watch still.
I actually,
And it's at old McDonald's where they had Supersize, where the fucking
Yeah.
drink is this fucking big,
Oh,
dude.
those were the days.
dude, it's so funny that it's
Fries.
not like that anymore. I completely forgot, but you see that video and you're like, dude, they used to fucking give people sodas that were this big. I can't believe that.
Dude, it is insane how big those cups were. Just
Just
sugar.
just a carton of fries.
Dude, if you could see how much sugar is in that giant thing, oh my god! I fuck, dude. I don't know.
Soda's terrible.
That stuff's cool to expose, but I'm not gonna eat all that shit. Fuck
Yeah,
that,
no.
or go down that rabbit hole. But it's so cool when someone presents it perfectly here with a bow on it. And you're like, oh, this is so cool to watch.
I think it's one of those things where it's like you never look for it, but if you see like a little pop up in your YouTube recommended, you're like, oh shit, I need to fucking learn about this.
Yeah.
Like that's what happens to me all the time. Like I remember,
Is Popeyes a big scam?
yeah, I just
Get
what is
into
in that
that.
chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think one of the times that me and Justin did it, I think around the time we first dubbed the My Pillow. That fucking guy, the My Pillow guy. There was like
Yeah.
some controversy with him, and so me and Justin did a little research, and we found out that
Yeah.
that guy was like addicted to drugs and shit like that.
He turned his life around.
Turned his life around, gave it to God, hallelujah. And met Trump. But
And I met Trump.
started
my own business.
started making pellets. But yeah, I mean that's like the most we'll dive into shit like that, just because we'll do it just so we can have like more joke writing material.
True.
So that's like when we'll do research, but for our own like want to know, we don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, it is always interesting though. But yeah, man. And who's up next? Thank you, Robert.
Pretty good ass question though, Robert.
Thanks, Rob.
And then the next one, my boy Eric, he says, been waiting for this. Had to unsubscribe from y'all on Twitch for a while. Times is tough, but I'm able to still support y'all on Patreon. Love you guys, and may your toes pop and teeth rot, and you guys get. Oh wait, I think I must have not copied all that question because I don't know where the hell.
Well,
that
either
one
way,
is.
hey, Eric,
I'll read the
appreciate
next one while we.
Yeah, I'll
do
find
that.
it real quick.
But
You do
dude,
that.
Eric, thank you, man. And,
Much love, Eric.
No
Sorry about
pressure. We're just happy you're watching, hanging out, and enjoying the content all the same, dude.
Yeah,
I
dude.
appreciate you and all your support. Everybody on Patreon, you guys make a lot of this stuff possible because YouTube got weird, and we're still able to make stuff for it, which is really cool, man, and have fun with it the whole time. That's like the best thing is we get to like make sure it's when it's done, it's done. When it's good, it's good. You know, we get to take our time with shit. Where there's
Oh,
no
my bad.
pressure like, oh, dude, we gotta fucking get this out every week. Dude, this shit somehow just put it out there. We'll make it controversial. We'll put it in Popeye's chicken
we need to
sandwich
make
in
it
the thumbnail.
clickbaity so that we get past that 10-minute mark, dude.
Do a blowjob face.
Dude, can you get your girlfriend to like squeeze her tits together and we'll all go like, whoa, you won't believe what happened when this Twitch streamer does this.
Popeyes
yeah.
buns on them.
We made
boy,
Popeyes
can I.
burgers out of my girlfriend's tits.
So my bad. That was just Eric just giving your boy some support.
Love you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Much love, Eric. Sorry, that was just a copy paste error. The next question comes from my boy Pines. What up, Pines? He says,
Pinesy.
Pinesy. Ponesy. He says,
Pinesy.
XX Pinesy XX. He says, you guys ever think of coming to Australia?
Australia.
You guys are fucking awesome. Would love to see a vlog and meet you. You've given me inspiration to team up with a few mates and start streaming.
cool, dude.
Any stereotypes you like of your boys from down under? Any stereotypes, I guess?
Aussie
He's
stereotypes.
I mean,
I love the accent.
I just love
man.
the accent. Just
Accent's
doing
so
the accent is so fun
I like when they
Such a
say
good song.
because you can
Oh.
really throw it.
that's,
having a good
that's
time.
sweet ass.
It's outrageous fun.
We're just all having a good time.
That's sweet ass.
Sweet,
Sweet
ass.
ass.
Are those drop bears a real thing? I remember that was like a big meme for a little bit.
Dude, I would love to go to
I hope
Australia.
they're real.
I want to go to New Zealand
I
really
hope they're real.
bad. I want to go to Australia. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would. I would love to. Would absolutely love to.
Yeah, your boys want to do some traveling.
We need to look up when PAX is there. I don't know what time of the year.
PAX Australia.
I don't know when PAX Stray is down there.
Guys,
I don't know when
never-
PAX goes down under, but it would be cool.
Boys,
Would be a good time.
Never been out of the country. I'd love
Get
to
your
do some
passport.
traveling.
Get
It'd
your
be a good time.
passport.
It'd be outrageous fun.
It would be a great time. I actually, I was out with my girlfriend and met her aunt and uncle, and her aunt and uncle were from Australia, and that accent is so fun to be around, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I'm
You
when
know
I'm
that
out
what?
there and I'm working, you know, it's a lot of work, you know, but it's
What's good?
it's nice to get out there and do a bit of a holiday, you know?
Right? Yeah, right.
You know, and you know,
Sweet ass.
it's pretty great being out there. And they gave me, they actually gave me a gift too when I met them. They gave me kangaroo balls that have a bottle opener on them.
Oh, I mean testicles.
Kangaroo testicles that are
Okay.
all hard, and then on the top there's a bottle opener.
Do you feel the balls?
Yeah, you want me to? I can grab it, but
I like to feel your balls.
you don't feel my kangaroo balls?
It's
Yeah.
like, out of all the things they could have put a bottle opener on, they thought to themselves, testicles.
You know you've
Let's put
dominated
some-
a species when you got their balls opening your bottles.
Open your beers.
That's
You
a
want a
big
beer?
true. That's
Hey.
a big true.
You want to have a beer? Well,
Not just any beer.
Put
you
your
want
hands
some,
on
dude,
these?
are those
you
fucking
want some
testicles?
balls beer?
Those testicles you just put in my hand?
They are.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
boy.
and
Yeah,
a bit
right,
of
boy.
a bottle of beer.
Yeah, sweet ass.
Yeah, man, that is on our list of places to hit. So if
Totally.
we ever do, I mean, we'll hit you up.
Come on down here and eat some kangaroo meat.
Oh, that. Oh, he even said. I didn't even realize this. That's how you say his name.
That's
right
why I
there.
was saying it
Yeah,
over and over
Piney.
again.
Thank you, Pinesy.
Thank you
Pinesy.
so much,
Thank
dude.
you, Pinesy.
Uh,
Yes, we're
Shouts
a
my
bit
boys in
slow
Australia.
We're
Shout outs.
definitely interested, and it looks like it'd be a good time. Jonathan Andreasen, what up, dude? What motivates you guys?
Very good question.
Ah,
I like making content.
Cold hard cash.
Monster
I-
Energy,
I like
Dude.
making content for you
hookers
boys.
and blow.
You know what? Ever since I was little, I've just been one of those people that just likes to make people laugh. I think honestly, at the end of the day, that's what it is for me, man. I just like being funny. I get to see your guys' reaction in chat. I think that's what makes a huge difference from when we used to do it in a little shed.
Yeah.
We used to do it and be like, is this even funny? Are we fucking losing our minds standing here talking to a microphone? But seeing everybody's reaction, like that they're laughing and everything, that's what does it for me.
Yeah, it was really cool. Just get live reaction.
Also, trying to make these guys laugh. Because if I can make these guys laugh, then it's probably funny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If I could make these two guys laugh, I'm like, yo, this shit is good.
Yeah.
What? I think like when I see other stuff out there, you know, you see like someone doing something, you're like, oh, I could do that. Like you see a stand-up comic do their special, not like that, but you're like, oh, that's really funny. I want to make something funny.
Yeah.
Or you
yeah.
just think of like your favorite stuff growing up, and you're like, man, that was really funny. I want to make my version of that, or whatever. I mean, like anytime good movie comes out, or good video game comes out, or something funny comes out, I don't know. I just eat that shit up. It's like just pure inspiration, you know?
Yeah. When Dave Chappelle's new special came out, I was like, that is like what I want to be like.
Yeah, when
I was like,
Chappelle
that-
when Chappelle drops a special, it's like everything on my life is on pause. I have to watch it,
'cause
and
that's-
it's like
yeah.
for the soul. It's good for the soul. I'm just like, yo, this stuff is so good. Bill Burr's last special was like that for me. That one was like, that was like really good.
Yeah. Definitely motivational for sure.
When I saw iDubbbz Full Force, I was like, God damn, that's how you make good YouTube content.
Yeah. That's a good point that Justin said though, because like we'll see stuff like that, and I think that too. I'm like, we could be doing that, but like our own like way. And I'm like, that inspires me because I'm like, I want to be doing that same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah.
exactly the same, but you know what I mean. Like
Our own way of doing
our own
something
way of doing
way.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it's just when you see something that's in the same ballpark, and you're like, man, that's so cool. It's like in the same ballpark of what you do. Somehow,
Yeah.
you just get inspired by it. Usually, that's how that works. But I guess motivation's different than inspiration, right? What's the difference? Motivates like what makes you get up and go and do it,
What makes you want to
Yeah.
do it?
whereas inspires like, oh, that's cool, I could do that.
Also, there's a difference between motivation and discipline for me. Like, I have to be disciplined to keep doing those things that
Yeah.
make me pushing forward, right? You know, that hard working aspect of things. motivations are kind of like the dreams and aspirations. What's the next step?
Okay.
That's how I interpret it.
Yeah. Let's see. That's because it's a little bit different, but what just gets you going? What gets you up to go and do it and keeps you? Let's see. I don't know. I guess a big part of it is because what we do doesn't really. There's not like an. I don't know. There's not like an end goal. There's not like, if I do all this, and this, my motivation is that someday I will be the president of the United States. You know, there's no like real end goal. It's not like, bro, if we keep doing this, eventually we'll be in a fucking skyscraper studio. It's kind of like, we're already at the point where we just enjoy it, and it's just pure enjoyment. I think that's what the motivation is. It's like, dude, when that Star Wars game drops, we're gonna do our stream. It's gonna be so fun, and I look forward to it. Can't wait to do it. And the whole time I'm like, this is great. After that stream, I was just like a vegetable. I was like, oh, yeah. That was awesome.
I also
that was so fun.
I also
the
like
whole time.
I also like the risk of trying something new, like the movie, the Halloween thing. Doing
It's also not
the
too
VR
easy.
streams, doing stuff that's outside of our comfort zone that we know we could annihilate if we put our the wheels in motion to do.
Yeah,
Motivation.
that's starting to be a big thing for me too, because I used to be one of those people that likes to stay in their comfort zone, but trying new things, and when you try something and it does
take when it does finally work out.
It is a really good feeling. But I could say one of my biggest ones too is when we get to say what's up to the fans and stuff in person, and they are always just like, yo, what you guys do is like, we really appreciate it. That's a huge motivation too.
Yeah, super cool. Just seeing people dig what we're doing.
Yeah,
that's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're doing it for nobody, it's kind of what it felt like when it was just on YouTube, like you said. But when it was live, it's like, whoa, there's a pulse. There's like life. There's a community. There's people who actually enjoy this stuff,
and they're going out of their way to like let us know. It's like, we appreciate that. So that for me is another huge motivator.
But also that feeling of like accomplishing, like you said, doing something that's not too, like when it's not too easy and we're trying something new or different and difficult, we pull it off. It's kind of cool. Or if you fail, then you're like, fuck, well, let's do it. Let's do it again.
We can, we know we can
do it on the next one.
We've failed things, and we were like, we've learned a lot from this experience.
Oh yeah,
and we would do it a million times differently, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
And that motivates me too. Is like, I would like to do that again, but knowing with the experience that I've learned from the failures of it, how could I redo this or do it for a different approach to something else?
Yeah, I think seeing something fail, at least that's something I would recommend. And I mean, you always hear that from people who are like motivational people, like failure. You don't want to be too scared of it because you learn something like, oh shit, yeah, this kind of isn't our thing. We should go back to that other thing and try something different with that. And you try to branch out and try the shit, because then you discover, oh fuck, I like doing this a lot. This is actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying new things, seeing it either bloom into something cool or die. And it gives you an option. Oh, let me try something else. That's another thing too. But I don't know. The reason that we do all this stuff is just, I don't know, man. It's just fun. We love doing it. We love seeing people enjoy it with us. We like doing it, man.
For me, it's the passion. I put everything into this, man. I don't want to do anything else but do this, man. It's so much fun, but it's also incredibly rewarding. And then to see people have a reaction and it affects people. Like when we met TwitchCon, and you saw Robobike, Dinnerman, Did Nut all have like Jerry Curl shirts, you're like, wow, people really
that was a cool moment.
Endear and love this content so much that they want to surround themselves with other like-minded people, share that same experience, tell people about it, preach to it. It's really cool.
I appreciate you boys who did that, by the way. That was like one of the coolest moments ever. We're sitting at a bar and in comes three dudes all rocking this jacket Damon's wearing now, the Los Santos Jerry Curl jacket. And once they got in and started to get a little warm, they took their jackets off, and under that jacket was another Jerry Curl t-shirt. Ooh. I was like, that is fucking cool. That felt really cool to see. I want to let you boys know that if you're watching. That was very cool. And I was like, God damn, made me want to go stream some fucking Jerry Curl.
How's that for motivation?
So we got a Jerry Curl Christmas album coming soon.
Wait, you just drive by me with that?
Well, we already said that. We already said that before. But yeah, Jerry Curl Christmas album's going to happen. And maybe a Jerry Curl Christmas special, because that particular moment was so cool at TwitchCon. It made me want to play some more Jerry Curl.
Looks like we'll be having ourselves a Jerry Little Christmas.
A very Jerry Little Christmas. We got one more, but thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Great question, man.
And all I could stress to people who are trying to find motivation is Try new things. Try different things. Spice it up. Put yourself in different situations.
It's easy to say don't be afraid of failure, but once you can kind of master that fear of failure, you'll be more successful in life, willing to take chances.
Yep.
Got to try a new thing.
Once you experience that failure, man, what do you have left to be scared of? You know what I mean?
There you go.
So there it is.
It's not that bad.
We got one more here from Doug. Boy Doug. He
Mm-hmm.
says, you guys ever planning on some more dubs with Stamper? Still lose it, watch the Bush People dub. Dude, he killed that one.
He really spotlighted that a lot. And that's one of the more unique dubs because it's him narrating the dub, and then you're kind of doing the spots of the voices. Like when you introduce Bale, it's like he introduced you. And it was a very interesting dynamic for that dub in particular.
That was really cool, man. It was so cool meeting him and getting that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cool dude.
He's a really hilarious motherfucker. Really cool dude. We're always open to working with him again. I think he's just a little busy.
He's aloof. He's running around doing his own thing.
Yeah.
He is the realest person you will ever meet.
That's the truth.
No filter on that motherfucker, and I love it.
He's the realest motherfucker. Speaking of real, you're all real. Thank you for listening. This has been another fantastic podcast.
Appreciate everyone who supports us on Patreon, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Thank you guys so much.
You guys are the best.
It's the best community on the internet.
And if you guys want your questions answered, post them in the blog post of this Patreon post, and we'll answer it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time. Leave your questions onto this post. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, that concludes
Happy
another
Thanksgiving.
Or get hungry, boys. It's
Another
time to eat.
episode.
It's time to eat, boys. Come on now.
Put it on the pound.
See you guys later.
Later, everybody.